The storm may be over, but one power company is still in hot water. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Rochelle Metzger.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, power companies across the region say they've officially ended the lingering electrical outages linked to the powerful June 29th thunderstorms. Pepco has even given itself a positive assessment, saying it performed well considering the severity of the event. It's an assessment that Governor Martin O'Malley agreed with today.
And get on the lines. I can tell you that from an emergency management standpoint, from that one perspective, the coordination with the utilities was better. The flow of information was better and more timely than it has been in any emergency that I've been a part of managing in the last, 13 years or however long I've been at this. Whether or not it was much improved for the customer who was out of power and couldn't go to a website to see what progress was being made. It's a question, along with others, that the Public Service Commission will have to answer.
O'Malley made those comments during a tour of Clean Currents, an energy company in Silver Spring that supplies wind power.
The longer term answer and the big challenge for us as human beings is, can we ramp up new, cleaner, greener technologies quicker than the damage we've already done to this atmosphere and to this planet?
And Pepco has 3 weeks to file a comprehensive accounting with the Public Service Commission. Meanwhile, Pepco has delayed plans to raise utility rates following the mass power outages. The utility, which in the last week and a half left hundreds of thousands of customers without power, has requested the Maryland Service Commission delay the fare hikes until Friday, July 20th. Many area residents are still furious with the company's performance. In a sharply worded letter to the PSC chairman, leaders of Maryland's 7 largest jurisdictions say it's time for the state to work to make sure residents aren't disabled by weather events. Specifically, the leaders addressed 3 major issues with the response of the power companies, including disclosure of outage locations, prevention of future outages, and staffing levels.
Developers behind a project that seeks to bring the first Whole Foods market to Prince George's gets the green light from county officials. Council members voted Monday to rezone a 36-acre site off Route 1 in Riverdale Park from residential to mixed-use commercial. The move allows for development of the wooded area by the Kafritz family, whose plans include office and retail space, a hotel, and multi-family housing. The project is a controversial one. Opponents who are against clearing the woodland also argued the development will snarl traffic along Route 1 and strain schools and community services. The property is still subject to a permit approval process by the County Planning Board, but developers say they expect to break ground in January 2014. Well, it forces police officers to make quick, on-their-feet decisions, and the more they practice, the better they get. The Prince George's Police Department recently purchased a new state-of-the-art judgmental enhancement training system. Today, members of the media were given a chance to try out the new equipment. CTV's Sonia Srivastava has more from Lanham.
When officers step out, the situation is rarely as choreographed as it is in these videos, but it comes close. Each moment can be the difference between life and death. Today, the Prince George's Police Department invited media to try out their brand new judgmental enhancement training system, also known as JETS. I was suited up with protective goggles and given a laser gun as a scenario plays out on a screen in front of me.
These 2 gangbangers here. 15-709-61.
My job is to protect my partner and keep an eye on the passenger.
This is bullshit! Police, put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Put your hands up!
Driver, put your hands up!
Put your hands up!
Driver,
Why are
keep
your hands not up?
Don't move!
Why am I not seeing your hands up? Put them up! Put your hands up!
So how did I do?
He started reaching, but you moved to cover, you gave good verbal commands to put his hands up, so you did a very good job.
There is a little bit of pressure, so that causes your heart rate to go up a little bit. So sometimes officers will say, well, I got my gun out, I did this, I did that, and they actually didn't do it. And we have the ability, with the camera over here in the corner, to replay it to show you exactly what you did.
I felt it was very important that journalists, the people who cover the police department, understand that it can be, in some cases, tough to hit your mark every time. That if it's dark and someone's shooting at you, it makes a difference. So I want a journalist to have that perspective.
I said come out! I hear the gun clicking. Drop it! Drop it now!
If we don't have real life scenario based training, you know, our officers can lose their skills, to be totally honest with you. But this right here and bringing them in to see how their communication skills are key. You know, communication skills are really everything that we have out there on the street today.
Now, one of the things that this new system does is it actually allows officers to feel the recoil from the weapon. And officials here tell me this not only helps the officer handle the weapon better, but it also helps them position and react to the situation. There are new side cameras that help pinpoint the movement of participants, and actual pellets will fire if the officer is not doing what they're supposed to do. The updated system provides effective use of force training through 425 scenarios that include homeland security situations as well.
I'm into the freestanding government. I don't need no ID.
What it is you need to be looking for, things you need to be aware of. The system allows us to do that.
The taser, the tactical baton, the OC pepper spray. So if a situation calls for force, they have those force options. So they get to practice transitioning from maybe a situation may be in a deadly force encounter, and it actually de-escalates where they can either not use any force at all or use a less lethal option.
Now, certainly some exhilarating moments there. Now, all of the Prince George's police officers will go through this training by the end of 2013. In Lanham, I'm Sonia Shrivastava for CTV News.
The system cost $85,000. The money came through a grant from the Department of Homeland Security.
Well, good news for Maryland schools. The State Department of Education releases results from its annual school assessment showing continued progress for elementary and middle school students. Scarlett White is standing by in the control room with more.
That's right. Good news for teachers and students all across Maryland. Under the No Child Left Behind law, all students must score at proficient levels by 2014. The results of this year's assessment shows that Maryland schools are certainly on the right path. Elementary reading and math neared 90% proficiency statewide. Elementary students scored 88.2% proficiency in reading for 2012. That's up slightly from last year. Students improved in math also, up 1 percentage point. Now, for middle school students, reading proficiency dipped slightly, as you can see here. There was, however, some improvement in math, 3 percentage points better than last year. In the coming months, the department will release science proficiency scores and high school assessment scores along with graduation rates. I'm Scarlett White in the control room. Back to you in the studio.
And to track the progress of Maryland's schools year-round, you can visit mdreportcard.org. Well, a car accident
in Clinton sends 4 children and 3 adults to the hospital this afternoon. The crash occurred at the intersection of Rosaryville and Woodyard Roads. 2 cars reportedly crashed into a concrete barrier. Police say the victims were sent to local hospitals with serious but non-life-threatening injuries.